I was just there to clean the police station, but I instantly spotted a mistake in their investigation. I quickly realized the cops had wrongly labeled the victim as the killer. I have an extremely severe case of OCD, so I crossed out the label that said suspect and wrote victim underneath it. I thought it was no big deal, but the next morning, the police chief showed up at my door. Turns out my strange behavior the night before was all caught on camera. Sometimes the music takes control. The female detective, though, was dead serious. She said interfering with a criminal case could get me thrown in jail. I told her with a straight face that I was just correcting a mistake. That set the male detective off, but the female detective ignored his outburst. She laid out the full case file and asked me to explain myself. "You've got a dead body. I'm assuming you think this lady offed her husband, but that's not possible." The pillows are arranged in alternating colors. The objects on the shelf are sorted by size and material. This means the owner is a neat freak with OCD. All of these curtains are fastened with a tie back except for one for some reason. You're telling me this woman who meticulously arranges her couch pillows doesn't care about her curtains? So the curtain tie back must have been used for something else. Then I noticed tape marks on the chair legs. That meant someone had their wrists bound and their ankles taped to the chair. But there were no marks on the victim's wrists. So it was most likely the wife who had been tied to the chair. That led me to conclude there was an unidentified third person at the scene. That's the person you need to find. My reasoning was airtight. The detective couldn't find a single flaw in it. Just then, the investigators made a new discovery.
A woman was seen entering the house at the time of the murder.
The third person! The police found footage from the doorbell camera at the crime scene. An Asian woman had appeared at the door 30 minutes before the murder. The victim was her boss. She had filed a lawsuit against him just a few months earlier. When detectives showed her the video, the girl looked completely confused because she never left the house that day. But she had no alibi. Just as the police were about to name her their prime suspect, I spotted the problem the moment I walked out of holding. Video has the wrong date on the timestamp.
This doesn't concern you anymore?
I didn't want to deal with the male detective anymore. The female detective, though, asked me to keep going. That's not from yesterday. Look at the trees. The wind is blowing from south to north. But this time of year, the wind should be coming from the northwest. So that footage had to be from a few months ago. Behind the girl in the video, there was a church. It was a Catholic church built in the 18th century. Priests traditionally orient churches to face east, so the morning light shines in from behind them, making everything look more sacred. And the wind was definitely blowing from the north yesterday. I was in a rush to get home to my 3 kids, but the female detective stopped me again. She wanted to know how I knew all of this. My IQ is 160, and I have a special ability called high potential.